I have the privilege of teaching 11 and 12-year-olds. And what I have found is that some of them are a bit disconnected from nature. So we talk a lot about nature and wildlife in my class. And I had one of those golden moments not that long ago when one of my students, just a little bit of a thing, she came to me in the morning quite excited and her eyes were shining and she said, Mrs. Kilpatrick, guess what I saw on my way to school today? What did you see? Well, I had my head down and I was walking and then I looked up and there were these deer. There were 2 or 3 deer, I can't remember, which I can't remember. And she said there were 2 or 3 deer and I asked her to show me about how far away they were from her. And she showed me, and it looked to me that they were probably within 10 or 20 feet of her. And I asked her to describe the deer. It was clear one was a big buck, a large buck, and then probably a couple of does. And so I asked her, what did you do? And she said, as if it was a no-brainer, which it was, she said, well, I did what you said. I crossed the street and gave them some space. So I said, good for you. That's exactly the right thing to have done. Because I believe this might have been, it wasn't around rutting season, but it was a time where we were cautioning people, just give the deer some space. They have their own things going on. And so then I asked her the next question, which was, were you afraid? Because there's been conversation about we need to be afraid of some of the wildlife in our urban area. And she just looked at me as if I was, quite frankly, an idiot. And she said, no. She wasn't afraid at all. Just this little bit of thing. And I believe that she's learning that it's very possible to share spaces with wildlife in the urban area.